with the JPM black note acceptor. So currently, as you can see, it's in the remote. When I close the door, you'll see what the error code is. Sure, that note reader 15. It means your acceptor is no longer communicating to the board. It means this has stopped communicating completely with the board. It's plugged in, of course. And on the side of the machine, you need to check your connection, make sure that it hasn't come out and stuff. Like I'm just checking my connection, as you can see. Pull it out, inspect the cables have come loose, plug it in. As long as you hear that noise, it's plugged in, but it's not communicating again. What's happened now is it's lost communication, so this is no longer communicating with the board. This is how you reset communication failure. First of all, you're going to go to your MPU cover. You're going to take your ground strap wire off. Or so you will return for this step. You take that off. You take this nut off. You unscrew it so it becomes released. You turn your cover. You can do it while on or off, up to you. I do it while on because it's not dangerous at all. So your cover's removed, so now you expose your game processor board. You get your manual to your book. We're going to go to this page, setting the BNV key. There you go. You're going to look for your note reader, so this is for innovation. Lumina, Japan cache, here you are. This is the Japan cache. This is when the machine, on this one it requires you to have a deal switch 3, so the on position. And what it means by the deal switch 3 is it means the deal switch on the note reader. The dip switch 3 controls. I'll just release my reel so you can see the dip switches. Depending on where your note reader is located, if you have a reel next to it, you don't have to do this, but for the purpose of the video, I'm going to show you the dip switches. As you can see, up there, let me get my little torch so you can see a bit more clearer. Deal switch 3 is in the on position. If that switch is not in the on position, this note acceptor will not communicate whatsoever with your machine, so please check the dip switch settings. But to re-communicate with the board, go to your manual. You're going to see what it says here. You're going to turn all the dip switches to the on position on the note acceptor. But first, you power down your machine. Like so. You then get a flat screwdriver or something that you can get up there. You're going to turn them all active, 1 to 6. Just the 6 switches. 7 and 8 stays in the off position because it hasn't asked you to turn 7 and 8 on. You remove your gain card from the MPU. So this gauge is your gain card. You pull that, put it down, not on metal. Whatever you do, you put it on a bit of wood, turn it back on. Your machine will no longer do anything, it'll just flash away. But you need to go to your note reader, check that the light has come on, the red light is on. Switched on, then we set number 1 off, and then you wait for the LED to turn off. You turn dip switch 1 off, it'll start to blink. Leave that for a few seconds, blinking away. Turn off your game. Reset the dip switches back to how they were, so I need to leave number 3 on. You can see, just dip switch 3. You're going to set it back and you're going to refit your game card. First, I've just got to refit my reel. Get my reels refitted. Get your game card, plug it back in. Still leave the door open. Before you turn it back on, check your dip switch settings to be sure that you still have your note reader switchings on. Also, if your game does not have this card on the back that does not give all the dip switch settings, I recommend, it does work on some machines, not all, you turn every dip switch on. All of them. Turn every single one to the on position. Turn everything active. All it does is everything that's in the on position, in the off position will come on. It won't damage the game. Just change some of the parameters. You turn them all on, and if your jackpot's on 35, some 35 games were not programmed to take note readers. Don't know why. Ask the manufacturer. Set your machine to 70 to test this theory. But some machines did not allow note acceptors on £35 cash. Turn your machine back on. Your note reader will now make more noises again. So leave your door open at this time. Because now you have to go back and put the BNV code back in. Because what this did is it reset the BNV code inside this unit. It reset the unit identification code. So that was on page 19 of the manual for the JPM cache. You then go back to page 15, which tells you about the dip switch controls. If you already haven't read them, but I have. And this is very, very important. There's 2 softwares for these ones. There was 01 and 02. 01 requires the BNV key 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 02 software requires the BNV of the last 6 digits of the serial number. That's to verify your serial number on the chip. In this window, I'm just going to release this window. Hang on a minute. Focus. No, it's not going to autofocus, but my software is version 4.10, so it means I have the latest software. So it means I have to put the last 6 digits of the serial number in mine. If your serial number is below 0.2, then you need to enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if your number is 01 and it's below 0.2, it is 1.134556. If your version number is over version 2, it's the last digit of the serial number, and I've written mine here so I can remember for this unit. But before you do that, you got to go to your alarm logs. Turn your refill key. Press your start button. As you can see, my float is requiring 350 now. Don't mess with that just yet. Go to your error logs, read what it says, clear it. Press the correct button to clear it. So there's no error logs. So your hopper will still ask for 350 because it has a note acceptor installed, which is bog standard when a note reader is installed on £70 jackpots anyway. As you can see, if your float does not go to 250, if your float is on 250, your note reader software is not set up. It must be 350. If you do not have a £350 float on your screen, it means your software is not compatible with the note reader on £35 cash. This machine I already know, I've already checked, it does work on £35 cash, but some games, if your float is 250, it means your software is not available on £35 cash for the note acceptor. But if you put it on 70, it should jump up to 350. So you're going to go into your test. I said, I've said that a few times, but yes, trust me, it does happen. Go to BNV key. In my case, it still says valid, because obviously mine has an auto-detecting software built into this unit. Your one, you'll probably have to re-enter your BNV key. In my case, I'm lucky. Mine's already auto-detected it for me. I can go into my notes in. Recheck the validator. It takes all the notes and demo. Your green key, as long as it says valid and that takes all notes, it's communicating with the MPU. So now, open your machine back up again. You can put your cover on at any time you like. I'm just going to put mine on now because I've now finished messing with the MPU. It can be a bit of a fiddle. Go, there we go. Press the reset button. Assume the game will now reboot. Tighten your ground wire back on, that is important as well. So your game will reboot and reload. Now you can either put £350 in your float if you've got it, or just to test that your note reader works. We'll go into refill and we'll just push the top up. So turn the refill key. It still says 350. Warn you, there is now going to be a loud tone. Go to refill, check the refill, 0, the hopper is completely full, it must be 350 float. If it's not 350, change your software to 70 and check that it has gone to 350 for the float. If it's 250, it means the note acceptor is not available on the software. Close your door, lock your door down. Now you pull your key out if you would to make sure it's locked. The game should reboot and it should not alarm. If it continues to alarm, check your DIT switches again and make sure your software is set to the highest setting it can go, which is 70. Some games do go to 100, depending what era of the game you have. This one does not go any higher than 70. That is the maximum stake available. There you go. My note acceptor is now ready to take notes. I'll just grab the £5 note for now. Took my £5 note. There you go. Hope that helps you out with your note reader if it's having issues communicating with your machine. Like I said, if your float says 250, change the software to the 70 setting. It doesn't matter if you haven't got the decals or not. This is just to prove that your software is not available on the lowest setting. Change the highest setting. Check your DIT switch settings. If you haven't got the DIT switch, turn them all on. It won't affect the gameplay anyway. Just turn them all on. Enter your BNV code. If it still doesn't communicate, do what I showed you in this video. Take your cover off, or you can do it, but you can do this if you just bought the note reader off someone off eBay, or you got it from a company, do that anyway. Reset that BNV key on the note reader so it will communicate with your game better. Enter the BNV key, as long as it says valid, test it, shut your door, bingo. If you still have issues, your game is faulty and it will not accept a note reader whatsoever. And I am not held responsible for any damages or any errors that occur while doing this. This is your own risk. So if you'd like to do this, I cannot be blamed for any instances caused. Thanks for watching. Now I'm on the